YouTube, what's going on? This your boy Yella. Man, I wanted to do this video just to have some fun with you guys. And when you love technology like I do, you just have to do stuff like this just to have fun, just to have a discussion. So this might be a longer video, a lot of thoughts and things I need to get off my chest. Go ahead and hit that like button. Please subscribe and definitely share this video and become part of the movement trying to get these subscribers up. Man, you guys can help me out a lot with that. But let's talk about it. iOS versus Android. And in this case, it's going to be more so iOS versus Samsung. Because to me, Samsung gives you probably the best Android experience with all the bells and whistles. Other than like a Pixel device, you could argue that pure Android is the best experience. I tend to like more gimmicks and different features and things that Samsung brings to the table. But either way, iOS and Android. Now, will we declare which one is the better system? Which one should you spend your money on? It is going to be debatable no matter what. I can make a case for either one, but I'm going to give you guys my honest opinions on things, right? I'm always honest with you guys and how I feel about this stuff, but it is my opinion. Yours can vary. You can leave your thoughts and comments below. Just keep it kid friendly. So I oftentimes have arguments with people or debates and things like that about, well, they try to call me an Apple fanboy, not knowing that I've been into technology since I was little. Like, it just is what it is. I've been doing YouTube videos for probably at least 8 years. So I've had my share of different devices: Android, iOS, Windows. I had a BlackBerry for a brief stint. So I love technology, period. However, there are pros and cons to everything. So let's start with iOS. When we bring up the ecosystem, it is a real thing. It is very hard to break out of something that you've invested in, especially the iOS ecosystem. And what I mean by that is once you get an iPhone and an Apple Watch and an iPad, which I'm actually using to record this video, you can share files seamlessly. They all ring at the same time. When I'm driving, I get navigation features on my watch. It'll ping me when it's time to turn. These are all things you grow accustomed to, and it's hard to break away from that. Not to mention, this is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. This is arguably the best iPhone ever made. I still prefer the body style of the iPhone 5S. I think that was the best body style, so I'm excited to know that they're kind of leaning back towards that body style at the boxier shape. I miss that. But unquestionably the best battery that I've ever had on the phone. I know Apple's late with the widgets and whatnot, but they are here. So, let's praise them for trying to be more innovative with the different widgets and whatnot. New subscriber. Hey, right on time. I appreciate it. But yeah, if you look, look at my screen on time. Almost 3 hours of screen on time and at 80% for battery life for the phone. Like, that is phenomenal. Like, I haven't experienced a better battery thus far. But either way, this phone, the battery life is great. The cameras are probably the best that I've tested outside of Pixel. Point and shoot, incredible. Low light, just incredible. The build quality, incredible. This is the ultimate phone. I'm curious to see what Apple's going to do for the iPhone 12 Pro Max or whatever it's going to be called to beat this one, because this one is super solid. However, iPhones are boring as hell. Like, this is it. This makes you appreciate just the ease of use. You know how they used to tease, oh, it's just a bunch of apps. Honey, is this the line for the apps? You remember that commercial? Like, that is so true, because that's all you're really getting is the app experience, which is a great experience. Don't get me wrong. The developers, they take their time, and it just feels like apps are just more optimized with Apple because they control their software and the hardware. They use their own chip, which is always incredible. The graphics. So if you do games and things, to me, the games still come out better when you're using iOS. So if you're okay with that and you don't like customization, then iOS is the best. However, we have the flip side. We have Android. We have, hey, let's show your personality. That's where Samsung shines. I mean, there's so many different features and hidden features and things that you will just never discover unless you sit down for weeks and just tear this phone apart, figuring out all the different ways you can customize it. That is what is exciting about Android. Plus, they give you things that aren't so gimmicky, which the S Pen to me is just a must-have on an Android device. I really want Apple to adopt some sort of Apple Pencil Mini or something like that for future iPhones. I hope to see that one day. I don't know if they're working on that now, but that would be phenomenal if they did that. But either way, Samsung is the king because they're the only ones that have this built-in S Pen that just enhances your experience. Like you just literally do whatever you want. Like you can do markups, you can just do new notes, you can clip things. I mean, it's just endless. You can share to so many different places. I love that about Android, and particularly with Samsung, because you can do little things with the S Pen. So it's like limitless the things that you can do. This just happens to be the Note 9, which to me is probably the best Note, even still here in 2020, even though it's a 2-year-old phone. But the overall package that you get with this is phenomenal. Good battery life. If I didn't have the 11 Pro Max, this would probably be considered great battery life, but there's no way it's great when this one is just blowing it out the water with the battery life. But this is really good, solid battery life that you won't cry about. Fingerprint sensor on the back. To me, that's the best placement. Just pops right open. Having that physical fingerprint scanner is just, it's a must-have. I really want them to go back to that. This under-the-screen stuff, just stop. I mean, it's too hard to find late at night trying to figure out where the right placement is. Just go back to the physical fingerprint scanner. Apple, the same thing. You can, get creative. Make this thing a fingerprint sensor. The actual Apple sign on the back. That'd be nice. Face ID works great, but I still prefer more biometric options like you get with the Samsung phones. So customization, and it's fun. Just wallpapers alone. Like I got the same wallpaper on both, but since you can't manipulate, you can only manipulate so far with iOS. Look, Superman's all covered up. Over here, I can do whatever I want, right? I can move this out of the way if I want to see his face, right? Now, that's the new placement for it. So just that simple task right there is more exciting than what you can do on iOS. And you just tailor make this thing the way you want it to give you the experience that you're looking for. But and this is my opinion, where Android kind of falls short is the ecosystem, right? It is not consistent. For example, you can bring in whatever Gear Fit, Galaxy S, this, whatever that. It is not the same experience that you get when you're rocking the iPhone with the Apple Watch. Like it just works seamless together. But these here have a lot of trouble sometimes. So even though I have it set a certain way to receive notifications, sometimes I won't get them. Sometimes the phone will get them, then it'll come here, or then it'll come here, and then it'll go to the phone. Like you never know. It's a mixed bag. So the ecosystem just isn't strong enough. Hopefully Google is going to throw their hat in the ring and have a Pixel watch. And to me, that would really highlight and make the Pixel even more competitive in the market. Hope to see that one day. But for now, the closest competition to Apple is Samsung, because you can get all the different Samsung wearables. You can get the Galaxy Buds, and you can get the Tab S7 Pluses, and a Samsung Chromebook or a Samsung laptop. So they offer a lot of products, but Samsung's always offered a lot of products. But now they just need to make these products talk to each other a little better to really compete. They need to come up with something like an iMessage that would lock people into Samsung and say, hey, now that I'm in the Samsung ecosystem, I'm not leaving it. Because that's what Apple really did with iMessage, with FaceTime. So, people might, make a face when I say something like that, but it is legit. Like, once you get used to and you have like a circle of friends and family and people that use those apps, those features, you can't just leave that, right? So for me, I could never just completely do away with my iPhone, even though it's boring and whatnot. What you can do is, if you're a lover of technology, and what I've done is, you can carry two phones, right? I'm not saying that that's for everybody. That's not the best option for everybody. I know not everybody can do that, but it's not that you have to have a second line. If you have T-Mobile or AT&T or any other carrier that you can use as, the SIM card option, you just swap your SIMs out. So once you get bored with the iPhone, or you're not interacting with people that have iPhones at the time, then you switch over to something like this and just enjoy the technology of it, right? This thing was loaded with technology. The S Pen, your notification light that they have since done away with, that they need to bring back. The iPhone has never had the notification light, other than, you can utilize the flash on the back, but that's not the same thing. This gave you a notification light. You had the iris scanner, the fingerprint sensor on the back, the headphone jack, the speaker was in the right place. I know they've moved it over now for 2020 for the Note 20 Ultra. But this is arguably the best Note phone that they ever put out. And it's still relevant to this day. So those are just a few things, in my opinion, the differences between iOS and Android. Have at it in the comments. What do you guys think? What is it that draws you to either one, right? I can only talk my experiences. I tend to lean iOS. It's solid. It works every single time. The interaction, I have the AirPods. They work flawlessly with all my Apple devices. But for me, when I do Android, it's really usually just like one device. It's usually like a Note device with the S Pen. To me, that is the ultimate feature on an Android phone. I've had Pixels. They're great point and shoot cameras, right? And then the apps do work. I have very little hiccups with using Pixel, but then it's almost the same as Apple, where it gets boring, right? Pixel phones can get boring. They're probably the equivalent to iOS, where the apps just work and you get a great camera. Something like Samsung, apps are going to work. You get a decent camera, not the best, but then you get things like the S Pen to help you be more productive and to help you have more fun. You can just interact with your phone with the S Pen and, whatever it is that you're into. But those are my opinions. I want to hear yours. Hit me up in the comments. Don't forget to like, share the video, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want me to discuss. And let's just have fun, right? It's technology, people. We don't have to make a decision. Just buy them both. It's your boy Yella. Until the next one. Peace.